Yes, I'm going to show this one off for those watching on YouTube and Twitch. This is just good stuff, the Red Velvet Cupcake. And then also, Dub Nation, if you're looking for the key lime is just beautiful. So, yeah, I'm gonna sample this one probably right after the show. But, yeah, check that out, the key lime pie cupcake as well here. Cupcaking with you till 5 o'clock. They're just getting things open, so stop by on your way to the ball game before you head into Chase and get yourself some cupcake goodness from Cupcaking before the Warriors and the Bucks go at it here on 95.7 The Game. All right, this is game one of a very quick two-game homestand for the Warriors as Milwaukee in town for the second of two head-to-head meetings this season, and the Bucks have been as hot as any team in the NBA. They have won 19 of their last 20 games as they begin a three-game Western trip with the Warriors tonight here in San Francisco. Then they play the Kings, who have been playing excellent basketball themselves, as everybody knows, across the NBA, before the Bucks go to Phoenix and take on the Suns in what will be a rematch of the NBA Finals from a couple of years ago in 2021 when the Bucks were able to dispatch of the Suns after losing the first two games, winning that series 4-2. And so that's the quick three-game trip for Milwaukee. Milwaukee comes into this game having won 9 consecutive road games, the longest road winning streak in the NBA this season. It's also the fourth largest winning streak on the road for the Bucks in their franchise history, as Milwaukee playing exceptional basketball. They're doing it well on the road. The Warriors, they have won 6 consecutive home games. So something's got to give for the Warriors and the Bucks tonight here with the Warriors so hot at home. They've been so woeful on the road, but the Bucks have been tremendous in the games that they've played away from Milwaukee this season and away from Milwaukee as of late. Warriors Live rolling on here. Again, John Dickinson coming to you from Thrive City, coming to you from Cupcake and Bake Shop here on this Saturday afternoon and on into the evening here. Warriors going to have to get it rolling as the Dubs come in now just one game over 500 again on the season after all of the momentum they were able to build up on the road in the 5-0 homestand. They let go of the rope in a big-time way on the road trip that saw them lose games to the Lakers, Oklahoma City, and Memphis. So the Warriors come into this one currently sitting at 7th in the Western Conference. They're 34-33. They're tied with Dallas right now, and the reality with 15 games to go, and the Warriors now at 27-7 home, 7-26. On the road here, and the Warriors again tied for 6th in the Western Conference at 34-33. Already today, the Clippers playing an afternoon game down in Los Angeles against the Knicks were victorious, 106-95. So the Clippers able to earn that win, and that vaults LA up to 36-33. So the Warriors a game back of the Clippers, although tied in the loss column with Dallas and the Clippers. Clippers, Mavs, Warriors, all with 33 losses. I think at this point, as you look at the Warriors now, 3.5 back of Phoenix. Phoenix and the Kings play tonight, so somebody's going to at least hold serve between those two teams who are at the top of the Pacific Division in the Western Conference. Among those two teams, somebody's going to win. And so the Warriors are not going to gain ground even if they win on one of those two teams. I think as you look at it now, the 4 seed is probably off the table for the Warriors, and the highest that they can do, if they can somehow figure out how to hold serve at home here these next 2 and win on the road with 5 of the next 7 away from Chase, but the next 2 on the Chase Center hardwood. The Warriors are going to have to do that if they're going to be able to make the playoffs and have a chance at a championship run. All right, moving on here and getting you to your injury report, which, as always, is brought to you by Boxer & Gerson, Northern California's premier workers' compensation law firm, helping injured workers get their lives back for over 40 years. For more info, visit boxerlaw.com, and the Warriors are going to be shorthanded in this game as you look at the injury report. No Jonathan Kuminga for the Warriors as he continues to deal with the right ankle sprain that kept him out in the pregame warm-up of the game in Memphis as the Warriors got off to the horrendous start, couldn't make it up over the last 3 quarters of that one. Wound up getting blown out in Memphis. Kuminga, a no-go in that one. He is a no-go for this evening's game as well due to that right ankle sprain. Warriors also going to be without Andrew Wiggins. Personal reasons for Andrew Wiggins, as he has missed each game the Warriors have played going back to February the 14th in the final game before the All-Star break. Steve Kerr did acknowledge and address a little bit of a mini update on Andrew Wiggins, but it was an update that basically said there's hope Wiggins can come back, but while Wiggins continues to deal with this personal family matter that Steve Kerr said was, quote, way bigger than basketball, they wish him the best and have the love and support, and while there is hope that Wiggins comes back this season, no real further update on the personal issue that Wiggs has been dealing with there. So the Warriors are going to be without Wiggins in this game, in addition to Kuminga, Gary Payton II as well, and the Warriors will get Andre Iguodala in the lineup tonight. He had been listed as probable right hip soreness. He went through the Warriors walkthrough here within the last hour or so before the early warm-up here at Chase over in the practice facility. Andrew Wiggins, as I mentioned, out with the personal reasons. Klay Thompson, the right knee soreness. He popped up on the injury report, but Klay should be good to go for the Warriors as well. The headliner for Milwaukee is that they're going to be without Giannis Antetokounmpo, as Giannis will not play in this game. He had been listed as questionable. He's been dealing with a right hand that has kept him out. Hadn't really slowed the Bucks down in the games that they've had to play without Giannis on this season, but the right hand soreness keeps him out of the first game of this road trip for Milwaukee. And so the Warriors do get a bit of a break there, although the Bucks still as talented a team top to bottom as far as their top 8-9 rotation players as there is in the NBA, and playing exceptional basketball again as the Bucks come in with the NBA's best record, 48 up, 18 down. They've chased down the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference, and they now have the best record in the NBA by 2.5 games over Boston and 2.5 games over Denver, who is the current Western Conference leader at this particular point in time. This is the second of the 2 regular season meetings between the Dubs and the Bucks, as these 2 teams faced each other back in December the 13th in Milwaukee. That was a game where the Bucks got the upper hand on the Warriors in that one. But no Giannis for Milwaukee, as the Warriors and Bucks go at it for the second consecutive year, basically on this Saturday in the middle of March, in one of the ABC Saturday night showcase games, which do highlight the NBA schedule. Again, Warriors coming into this one 7th in the Western Conference. It's Warriors Live. We roll on here on 95.7 The Game, brought to you by Xfinity Internet, better streaming, Flex 4K device, voice remote, and Peacock Premium. All at no extra cost, no strings attached. And yeah, I'm coming to you from Cupcake'n inside Thrive City, Cupcake and Bake Shop. And people filing in, checking out the cupcakes here as well. Again, the red velvet, had a little taste of that right before the show. The key lime pie, check those out and grab some cupcakes here before you head into Chase and enjoy this ball game between the Warriors and the Milwaukee Bucks. Again, Cupcake making a variety of specially crafted cupcake offerings, high-quality ingredients, locally sourced ingredients. The Cupcake and Bake Shop started as a home cupcake catering business. It's a great story back in 2007. Lila Owens, founding store in Berkeley, East Bay, opened this one in October of 2022, so about 6-7 months ago. The 5th location, there's one in Walnut Creek as well, in Thrive City here, as people file in and try out the delicious cupcakes here on 95.7 The Game. And again, for those watching on YouTube and Twitch, I'm going to just flash you a little bit of the key lime. Just tremendous stuff. I want to take a bite out of it, but that would make it hard to continue to talk here and set up this game between the Warriors and the Bucks here tonight on 95.7 The Game. Last time out for the Dubs, it was ugly, and it has been ugly and continued to be ugly for the Warriors. Unfortunately, on the road, they lose to Memphis 131-110 as the Warriors gave up the 48 first quarter points. and they would get within 4 in the second. They outscored the Grizzlies in that second quarter, tried to crawl back in the game. A couple of different points where they tried to crawl back into the game. And anytime they did, they were swatted away, basically, by the Grizzlies, who would put the lead back up. And it turns into a blowout despite another solid game from Stephen Curry. But the disconnect is real, and the disconnect defensively for the Warriors has been real. And as much as we've discussed the home-road splits for the Warriors, the home-road splits are almost exactly equated to the good defense, poor defense splits for this team. They play good defense at home. They don't play good defense on the road, and it just sets a bad tone. They make three-pointers at a higher clip at home, which I think allows them to set their defense and also put some pressure on the opposition to be able to keep up with them. In some of these games at Chase, where the crowd's into it, there's more energy, there's better play from a lot of the role players, even when the Dubs have had to play shorthanded. But on the road, those shots don't fall. The shots for the opponent, especially early in the game, have fallen. And it's all just kind of snowballed on the Warriors in a lot of these games on the road here as the Warriors go 0-3, let go of the rope, momentum gone, and it kind of makes you wonder, without Giannis, as great as the Bucks are, and look, they are still a really loaded team that starts Drew Holiday and Grayson Allen along with Chris Middleton. They've been starting big without Giannis. Brook Lopez, who can be a handful, and Bobby Portis, their backup big man who can get it done on the interior and also get it done on the perimeter from three-point range. It's somebody really helped them win that championship a couple of years ago. Bucks have been starting big. Will they do that to the Warriors? What will the Warriors do as far as their starting lineup goes as Wiggins remains out with Steph, Clay, Draymond, and Kevon Looney? I think those four are a lock. I would expect to still see Dante DiVincenzo, who's played very well at home and very well when he's gotten the starts for Andrew Wiggins at home over the course of this season for the Warriors. And the Warriors flat out, without Wiggins and without Kuminga, that means they're going to need Andre Iguodala to play. They're going to need potentially Moses Moody, who's been recalled from Santa Cruz, to be able to play some minutes at the wing spots, Jordan Poole and Ty Jerome. But a shorthanded crew. It seems like a couple of guys come back, a couple other guys come out for the Warriors, and they've just been battling this throughout the course of the season, top to bottom. But, yeah, the Bucks are talented. Javon Carter off the bench. They picked up Joe Ingles, who was coming off of an ACL, and he's bounced back and had a nice year for them. Pat Connaughton. They wound up getting Jay Crowder. Where would Jay Crowder wind up was a big question to the first half of the season and leading up to the trade deadline after Phoenix and Crowder had announced that they were basically going to go their separate ways. And Crowder wound up via Brooklyn being shipped and signed by the Milwaukee Bucks. And so another valued wing player for Milwaukee on what is a really deep team that can do a lot of things both offensively and defensively. The Bucks, one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. The Warriors are going to have their hands full with them as you look at some of the numbers and the Bucks being defensive rating and the like, and Milwaukee being one of the better teams in terms of defensive rating. I think number 2 coming in the NBA in terms of defensive rating for the Bucks. And so the Warriors are going to have to match that. Again, could have their hands full with the 109.6 per 100 possessions. Warriors come in at 18th in defensive rating. Both these teams love to shoot a lot of three-pointers. The Warriors, their percentage of points coming from the three still lead the league at 42% of their points coming from three. Milwaukee fourth, 38% of their points come from the three-point shot as well. Both teams want to play fast, and both teams want to shoot the rock from three-point range. Second chance points also potentially problematic for the Warriors in this game, as the Bucks are a top 10 team in second chance points. But Giannis around the boards at times can be a handful as well. All right, rolling on here. John Dickinson from Cupcake and Bake Shop here at Thrive City. People filing in. A few of San Francisco's finest. Check it out, the assortment of cupcakes. Maybe go with the red velvet or the key lime pie, which I'm going to be snacking on here after Warriors Live and before I head back into Chase to really get rolling and locked in for this game between the Warriors and the Milwaukee Bucks here on this one. Couple of notes quickly from Steve Kerr's pregame press conference. Mentioned that Clay and Andre Iguodala good to go. Kuminga, who is going to miss the time, is listed a day-to-day at this point, so it's not like Kuminga is out week to week or multiple weeks, at least at this point in time. And the Warriors, we'll see where they roll with the starting lineup, but they've had 23 different starting lineups to this point this season and just have not been able to get any kind of continuity or on a roll here, even with some of the momentum they built up at home. And the reality is, and Coach Kerr addressed the poor starts, which have been really problematic, and that gets us to our taking it to the bank for the Warriors. Who's going to take it to the bank? Sponsored by Fremont Bank, full-service banking, no compromises. Getting off to better starts and getting off to play better defense for the Warriors. 5 of the last 6 games for the Dubs, they have been really bad in the first quarter. Down 48-28 in Memphis. Go back to the OKC game. They allow 40 in the first quarter and trailed 40-30, down 33-18 at the end of the first quarter against the Lakers. That's not going to cut it. Even the home games where the Warriors were able to come back and win, they got down to the Pelicans 35-21. They got down to Portland 41-27. They've given up 40 or more in 3 of the last 6 games overall. That just can't happen. And I know Steve Kerr was asked pregame about some of the defensive issues and problems that they've had. And, he said, hey, it doesn't matter who's out, whether Wiggins and Kuminga aren't playing. They don't have Gary Payton II. Steve Kerr saying that there are just standards that the Warriors need to match no matter who's out there, needing to have the right mentality, can't be giving up layups on the first play of the game as they did in Memphis, and just some woeful defensive breakdowns. And this team's going to have to be taking it to the bank at a much higher level defensively. And can they win the first quarter? Can the Warriors win the first quarter and not have to come back? I think they're going to have a hard time coming back tonight. I think they're going to have a hard time coming back if they have to come back Monday night against Phoenix. Better starts for this Warriors team are paramount if they're going to earn enough wins to try and avoid the play-in tournament, which I think is probably the most easily attainable and realistic goal at this point, as Phoenix and Memphis and Sacramento start to separate from the bottom half of that top 8 in the Western Conference, with the Warriors coming in at 34-33 and tied with Dallas at 34-33. 6-7 Mavs with conference record have the tiebreaker. These two teams going to play, Dallas and the Warriors, coming up here in a couple of weeks in Dallas, and that's going to be the third meeting and the tiebreaker meeting between those. So that's going to be a huge game. Unfortunately for the Warriors, 2 out of 3 in Big D head-to-head for the Warriors and the Mavs this season. So the Warriors are going to have to win that game or finish better than Dallas outright to be able to best them in the standings when it's all said and done. And the NBA season is rapidly approaching its end. 4 weeks from tomorrow will be the finale and game number 82, leading into the playoffs, and in the Warriors' case, potentially leading into the play-in tournament. All right, final couple of minutes here. Warriors Live on 95.7 The Game, sponsored by Xfinity Internet. Better streaming, Flex 4K device, voice remote, and Peacock Premium, all at no extra cost. No strings attached. John Dickinson here on Warriors Live. And again, coming to you from Cupcake and Bake Shop, as folks filing in and checking out all of the tasty treats here, the decadent desserts. You can stop by before the ball game here, as they are rolling, getting you closer to tip-off here at 5:30 this afternoon, as the Warriors and the Bucks set to play here on 95.7 The Game. All right, final minute. Just looking around a little bit at the NBA and some of the other games on the schedule. Mentioned that Clippers win over the Knicks. Dallas and Memphis are going at it in Memphis. That game's going to tip at the top of the 5 o'clock hour. The Pelicans are in action tonight, hosting Oklahoma City. That's a big game in terms of the standings and where things shake out. Utah's got a lead at Charlotte, 52-42. The Warriors obviously taking on the Bucks, and then Sac and Phoenix set to go from the Valley down in Arizona That game going to tip a half hour after the Warriors are set to tip. So join me after the ball game for Warriors wrap-up. We'll be taking your phone calls, your text messages, and breaking everything down as the Warriors and Bucks play here on 95.7 The Game. And that said, I'm going to enjoy another Cupcake. Stop by Cupcake here in Thrive City. Tim and Tom coming up next, 95.7 The Game.
At the Home Depot, we know the world is a messy place. Keeping it clean takes science. That's why businesses everywhere have long trusted cleaning products from Ecolab to take on the toughest messes. And now, that level of clean is available for your home. Introducing Ecolab Scientific Clean, a full line of professional-grade cleaning products for all your home's needs, so you can clean like you mean business. Now available exclusively at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
When I can't sleep, my mind just races. I think about work, the kids, but I don't think about taking melatonin because I'm afraid I'll feel groggy in the morning.
ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies has an optimal dose of melatonin for no next-day grogginess, so you can fall asleep naturally and wake up feeling refreshed. ZzzQuil Pure Z's Gummies for better sleep like never before. And try Pure Z Sleep Plus Next Day Energy with melatonin plus extended-release B vitamins.
Dr. Rick here. Another sign you're becoming your parents is getting particular about details that don't matter.
The craziest thing happened when we got tacos the other day. Was it Wednesday or Thursday we got tacos? I know it wasn't Tuesday because that's when I went to my hairdresser. Shoot, what day was it?
See how we all lost interest there?
Progressive can't help you from becoming your parents, but we can help you compare rates on home insurance.